As of October 13th, 2025, it has been exactly 8 years since I posted my first YouTube video, and this also happens to be my 300th video, although it's not something that I planned, it just happened to work out that way. And to be fair, there aren't currently 300 videos you can watch on my channel, I don't think. Some of them I've set to private for various reasons, and there's a handful that are available only to my Patreon supporters. But all told, I have made 300 videos, and if we're talking round numbers, in 6 months' time I'm going to be turning 50 years old, so there's another depressing stat for you. I know that some of you have been following along with my channel for years. Please get into the comments and let me know how long you've been watching my videos so that I can thank you in person. It's just so nice to have people who have been here by my side for such a long time. To be fair though, I pretty much reach a point every year where I'm pretty much ready to give up on this whole YouTube thing. I spend so much of my available mental energy sitting and editing video, and I just spend so many hours every month going through that very tiresome process of editing video, and I get thinking about all the other things I want to be doing. For one thing, there are other video topics I want to cover that get put on the back burner because my monthly focus typically tends to be the board games and video games that I played in the previous month, and then with my rate of reading books being roughly 1 book a month, that also means that I'm doing 1 book review a month, and between those 2 videos that tends to take up most of my available time. And like I said, there are other topics that have been put onto the back burner that I'd love to be able to cover. But besides that, I've been really thinking hard about starting a whole new YouTube channel that is focused on talking to my 2 kids in particular. The reason this started to bubble up in my brain is because I started thinking about how when people are born, obviously they know nothing. They learn things gradually as they live life. They read, they watch content, they experience life and gradually learn things, and then over time some of the things they learn get replaced by other ideas and so forth as people naturally age and progress and learn things. And I really feel that us folks who are pushing into older age brackets aren't doing a great job of setting people up from an earlier age with the knowledge they need about life. So for instance, I would have loved it if somebody had given me all the basic knowledge I have about life and the world in general, and given that to me 30 years ago instead of having to struggle and figure it out myself for so many decades. And so my thought is that if I could make a series of videos just talking about life, talking about things I've learned, and laying the solid knowledge foundation for my kids from a young age, maybe that will set them up at more of an advanced state of knowledge and understanding than I was able to have at their age. So that's a series that I've been thinking about doing too. Obviously, I don't currently have the time to do such a thing, but there's also non-video things I'd love to be doing. I would love to sit down and write a book, for instance, but that requires so many hours of focused concentration. Obviously, that would be a real time sink and mental energy sink as well. I'd love to spend more time painting minis and focusing on other creative endeavors. And I just keep coming back to this fact that the first thing I need to do is cut down on the length of my videos. There's no need for me to be making hour-long book reviews because, let's face it, people don't watch an hour-long book review. I'm only doing it because I'm terrible at doing anything half-assed. I only really know how to do things whole-assed. I am nothing if not an asshole. So I like to be very thorough and complete and do a good job, and which, you know, it may be the wrong way to look at it because you can make a very condensed and focused video and do a good job of it still, but I'm just maybe not as good at that. But I really need to shrink down the length of my videos, especially with my book reviews, so that I can free up other time to pursue these other things that I would really like to be doing. I'm pretty sure I've said the exact same thing in previous channel updates, but I need to figure out a way to make my videos significantly shorter so that I can both do more of them and focus on other things in my life. I will say that one aspect that's really kept me doing these videos and not quitting altogether are the fact that I have these wonderful, loyal Patreon supporters, some of whom have been here for years and years. People like Joanna and people like Asmandas Pervect, who not only have been here for a long time, but who support me at quite a high level every month and really encourage me to keep this form of personal expression and personal creativity alive, which is something that is good for me to be doing. And given the fact that my channel will never be a success on YouTube because of the kind of scattershot content I make, plus my very long form videos and my general overall approach to YouTube, I think if it were not for this Patreon support I have been receiving, I would entirely give up on it and just stick to posting my board game ratings on BoardGameGeek and my book ratings on GoodReads and that sort of thing. I also feel bad though, because I don't feel like I do enough for my Patreons, for the support they give me, and that's one thing I'd like to do as well, is create more videos that are Patreon exclusive things, and I just do more for my Patreon supporters in general. But yeah, I would say that I'd like to focus on that one goal of making significantly shorter content, not short form content specifically. I dislike short form content, but at least more manageable video lengths, and then that will allow me to branch out with my time and energy to do other things. Let me know what you think about that. I'd love to hear from you, and regardless of how long you've been watching my content, if this is the first video you've watched, sorry it's not very interesting, but I just really appreciate you. You are also part of what gives what I do here meaning, so that I'm not just talking to a camera, but there's somebody on the other side who is listening and supporting me in some way. So thank you so much for watching. Cheers. As of October 13th, 2025, it has been exactly... As of October 13th, 2025, it has been exactly... As of October 13th, 2025, I have... That being said, I do, in all, pretty sure I've said that in previous YouTube I'm pretty sure oh my god.